legit, super low key, boring.
I should play like a real bard though, like and bust out like my electric guitar and like put it like plug in.
Can you play instruments? Like, do you have musical talent?
I have a music theory like master's.
Oh really? Oh, that's wicked cool. See, I always see those electric guitars behind Bear, and I'm always like,
those are not electric guitars. Those are not. Those are toy guitars for Guitar Hero.
I thought the
Scott, come on!
It's so small on my screen. I thought it was just far away.
This whole time, Scott's like, man,
away.
Bear's just
that's
like
a guitar.
There you go.
Okay, I was just I thought they were just far away. I didn't realize they were.
Instead of hanging up his real guitar, he's hanging up.
I'm not whipping out measuring tape in Bear's office. You know what I mean? Well, maybe.
We're back, by the way. Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 24, Edge of Morality. Thank you for joining us this week. We were able to pull Sam out of the depths of Terraria for an adventure.
I was so deep. I was so deep.
You were. I popped into the stream and it just saw, like, I even tried to type his Lost Initiative show and the whole chat was like, "We've been trying to reach him. It's impossible."
You know what you should have done? We should have just raided him. You know what I mean? Just like dropped everybody, just hosted him, dropped everybody over there, and just been like, "Sam."
I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah,
were you in the mining grind, or were you like?
We were building a glowing mushroom farm underground, and shit was heated. Okay, it was lit down there.
I feel you.
It's like a rave.
I will not judge. I went.
Sweet.
Don't make me get my glow sticks.
That crack as well.
Chad's even said he didn't even read our bit donations. It didn't work.
Some reason sound effects aren't working today. They're disabled for me. So.
Okay, gotcha.
Wow.
Well, we're back for week 24.
Yelled at.
We'll have you for one more week, Sam. Will we have you next week? The 30th is next week. I just don't know when all your stuff will begin. So.
Maybe.
All right, this may be Sam's final adventure for a extended period of time. He will be back, but in case it is, make sure you get all your Rye Lovin' out now. For all the subscribers and resubscribers, we did put in new emotes for approval yesterday. They are not approved yet. We're waiting on them. We have a couple more still in the works by Zombie. Hopefully those will be up by next week. So I'm going to keep an eye out and see if they get approved mid-show. But it's a couple of nice ones. And then I think that's it for like minor announcements right now. We will not have a show on Thursday. That's not a surprise. But in case you're here just for the first hour, no show on Thursday. With that,
but Delrick and I will be doing something else on Thursday if you want.
We'll hype it later. We'll hype it later.
We'll hype man that at the end there.
Saying, there will be something.
There will be something. There's always something going on with these two.
It's not just going to be something. It's going to be something.
Is it going to be lit?
Yes.
I'm gonna be.
Is that like with matches or lighter? Is that how do you lit something?
It's gonna be lit. With
well
matches.
lit, you know, like illuminated.
Right.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm definitely gonna bring some high lumen wattage,
intellectually bright.
High wattage.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into this. We are gonna play some more D&D. Scott, we left off on a shit hanger.
An amazing note. I don't know what you're about to say, but what you meant to say was it's amazing.
What do we got? What's going on?
I think you might even say it's lit. No. No.
This sounds like my dad saying it every time you say
Thank you. Anytime Scott tweets or anything like that, me and Dean are like, man, it's like my grandfather discovered the internet, and he's trying really hard.
It's more like stepdad. I've got like I'm hard stepdad. It's so bad. You know what I mean? It's one of those. I was literally just watching Homeward Bound a little bit ago, and I was like, man, the '90s were like stepdad zone. Like every movie had a new stepdad in it, and they always have my personality. It's awful.
Well, that's a very stepdad thing to have done today, is watch Homeward Bound. That's
just
very true.
You know,
that's true.
Like, listen, Homeward Bound's a good movie. Okay,
I don't disagree with that. It also came out in 1992, didn't it?
1993, right. And the guy who voice acted Shadow died later that year.
Wow,
that's like depressing.
Shadow's probably dead too. To be honest, he's.
Hey, come on, come on. What's the matter with you?
He's being real. He's being real.
Thank you. I'm being real. That dog died a long time ago.
Your RP is about to get that much more intense.
It was literally 20 years ago, guys. Okay, he's dead.
It's okay. He's done. He's dead.
It's just the tone Scott uses, and then he's like tweeting, and he's like, "I got my carrots, and I'm gonna watch my homework."
And he uses Bitmojis, which makes me like.
Oh my God.
You know the Bitmojis come from? That's actually not even me. It's all my wife. My wife sends me all these Bitmojis, and I think they're hilarious. So I'm just like,
Well, the thing
I use
is
them
that
'cause they're so
it doesn't
cute.
matter. It doesn't matter where they originate. You find them funny and you tweet them.
Absolutely, they're hilarious.
What is that Bitmoji?
Go look at Scott's Twitter and just like look at the
It's
weird
like,
cartoons.
You can like craft your own person, and then you can like make them doing like you can have them doing things. They're actually kind of cute, but like there was a phase where everyone was using them on Facebook for like the longest time, and I was like,
That phase was many years ago.
I don't do Facebook. Don't do Facebook, Tom.
Doesn't shock me. That doesn't.
Went over my head. Went over my head.
someday we're gonna have to teach Grandpa Delric how to, use
Use the internet.
I'm just kidding.
All right, Scott, let's go.
There you go, Sam. I just tweeted you a Bitmoji of me. You're welcome.
God,
About
why?
this whole universe.
No, why?
See, thank you.
Are those Cheetos?
Oh my god.
It's leopard print beast.
It says sexy beast, and he's like pouring at me.
Awkwardly.
Oh, no.
Like the
So
look
bad.
on the face too, and that looks like you. I mean,
I know.
it's not-
Sans maybe the hair. Yeah. All right.
Maybe the hair.
Well, children, I do have to get myself to bed eventually, so maybe we should get started with this here gaming show.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, the Bear Grandpa voice is always good.
Yeah, that's so good.
I'm ready to play now.
Why haven't you done Grandpa Plays Darkest Dungeon and just done a whole act of like,
Yes.
how the hell do I play this game? And-
Please, that's if your voice can handle it. Oh man.
No, I can't. It can't. I learned that the hard way. I did 2 of those videos, and by the end of the second one, I realized that voice doesn't last for longer than 30 minutes without me not being able to talk for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, all right, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where we at?
All right. So, yeah, I'm eating ice cream. So why don't you tell us what happened last time, Mathis? Because
All
we're
right.
super excited about it.
So we're going through the fell pass. We finally got through, and at the end, we came across what looked like a very familiar castle from an island. That was a few weeks back, where we met the Fey creature who put, Groman and Otto under a spell. Upon entering the castle, Sam's character Rye started checking out rooms, and she started seeing like her old apartment and like friends. As time went on, we started to realize there's some like illusionary bullshit happening, and Rye got trapped due to bullshit. Otto got trapped willingly, and Groman got trapped. Was it willingly as well?
Groman got trapped.
You told me to go in. You told me to show them. Like.
Oh, you
like,
willing,
the
like
illusion
you,
of
yeah, the illusion. So you got tricked, and you got Rye's the only
I
one
got
for some
tricked
reason,
into it.
just like DM bullshit. It's like, no, you're in, dog. You're
Yeah.
fucked.
I leave the door. Oh, whoops! You accidentally went back in the room. You're trapped.
I pulled like a perception roll, and I was lucky to like stumble out of the castle, and that's where we left off with everybody trapped in their own room.
I'm sorry. I think it's funny. You just keep assuming it's illusions when conjuration is a school of teleportation, and maybe that's what happened to Ryan.
It's possible.
Maybe it's transmutation, and things are just like legit fucking up around you, like
Yeah,
and moving
dummy.
and
I
stuff.
You ever
totally
think of
forgot
that?
about this. That like this whole thing happened.
Oh
And
yeah,
Wow.
no.
You reminded me. It was like, oh shit.
So imagine like the camera starts looking at like a starry sky in the middle of the night, and it pans down to Thonk, who's standing just outside the wizard tower that I now see. When below him is like apparently like a mirror that he also can see down into. So Thonk doesn't believe anything is real, but he's you can see him like looking over his shoulder, very clearly contemplating like I could just fucking walk away and just go and like leave them and just do my thing. And you see him like grit his teeth, and he kind of like taps his spear. He taps his spear hard into the ground and kind of like lets out like a heavy grunt, and then turns back to the tower and starts walking back to the tower.
Okay. So, with that being said, as you know, you are standing in front of a tower that you can see, that has the mirrored tower beneath it. That is like a perfect copy of the one above. I mean, it is seamless in every way, not because it's a mirror, but I mean like as far up as you can, as far down and up as you can see. I mean, everything is a perfect replica. It's very easy to see. It's almost as though this mirror, it was designed with perfection. It's completely clean. Even when you smacked your spear down on it, it didn't make a chip.
And I tried to push through it the end of last session as well.
Yeah, you tried to do like the whole through the looking glass sort of a thing, and that didn't seem to work out in your favor. And so you were doing all of that stuff and try to get the kind of like try to figure things out. But do you remember what I said about this? Like when you came out of the castle,
everything feels wrong. Like it feels off, is what you said. Which tells me I'm seeing everything that I'm seeing is still an illusion of some sort.
Well, maybe. I mean, that's totally what it could be. I mean, it could be that, or maybe I don't know. Whatever the case may be, you just get this feeling of just things being off. So here you are standing outside the castle and feeling this. You did your tap on the ground, and you're like, maybe I should go back in. Just kind of like at a loss and not really sure what else you should do. As you go to walk back in, all of a sudden something appears before you. It is rather alien looking, almost like shroud in shadow. It's kind of hard to make out its exact form. It's not small in size, and it's certainly not frail looking. This creature, which again, it's hard to make out the form, but not a wraith or a shadow or even a specter like those other things before. Something seems more tangible about this, despite its opacity being, a bit lighter, its transparency. You know what I mean? And as it appears before you, and you instantly notice it, not directly in front of you, it's a little off to the side, but you immediately notice it and go and lock eyes with this thing. You can tell immediately that there is an intelligence behind those eyes, and it's not like these are the eyes of a person that are easy to read with, the cornea, the iris, everything, the pupil, everything that's easy to no, these eyes are like black like the darkest of nights. And despite that, you can just see that there's this raw intelligence behind it meeting you. If you hear my dog making a little bit of noise, sorry, I think my wife is coming home from going out and she's getting all rough. So anyways, you it meets your eyes and it kind of like holds you there for a second. Do you say or do anything, or do you just like allow for a little bit of a pause?
I allow for a little bit of a pause, but I go on the defensive pretty immediately.
Yeah, do you, like, when you say on the defensive, do you mean like slight movements, or do you mean like you straight out kind of like I get my spear at the ready, I sink my foot?
No, it's more of a subtle defensive where like the grip on my spear tightens, maybe my elbows push back a little bit, but nothing like I take a step back in a fighting stance kind of thing.
Okay, cool. That's of course what I assumed. I just wanted to make sure that was the case. All right, so. The thing stares at you for a few moments, both of you in silence, as it's obviously kind of like judging you, same as you were doing to it. And then you hear like a bit of a voice coming out of it. The voice is guttural, and it's hard to even hear completely through like the sounds that it's making. And the sounds themselves seem unintelligible to you. But at the same time, or almost immediately after it starts making these weird noises that you can't fully understand, you still feel like you know what it's saying to you. Okay. It's confusing at first because it's not like I know the words it's saying. It's like it's being translated in your mind. Now, you've probably been exposed to the spell tongues before, and you know how that feels. Like it's just an instant translation as though you spoke the language the whole time. Nothing like that. It's almost like, despite it speaking, the words are being forced into your mind as it's saying this. It's a very, very bizarre experience that you have. And so it starts by saying, you've walked free of the tower.
Rye has?
This is all thunk.
And he just stands there and holds that and just stands.
Stays in silence.
Okay. I don't say anything. I keep locking eyes.
That's fine. He moves a little bit. He's a decent distance from you right now, so he's actually solid 20 feet from you at the moment, and he shifts about 5 feet to the side. It's like two small steps for him would be a considerable amount of movement for you, but he shifts 5 feet to the side and just continues judging you from a slightly different angle. I imagine you turning in to keep him in front of you, not an extremely defensive pose.
Correct.
I see. You are... This maze is not meant for you. You are devout, and your mind is open. Not easily swayed. Thunk.
And when he says my name, I very firmly say, "Get out of my mind."
I've heard this name.
I take a step forward and I grip my spear a little tighter. I will not say it again.
And you'll learn patience, whelp.
Dick's pulling out the lines from my teacher.
Your name has come across very recently. Thunk the Branded, he says. And even though his eyes are too pitch black for you to be able to see where the focus is, you can almost imagine you feel the focus goes directly onto your chest. So he says, "Thunk the Branded." What do you respond in any way, or?
I can imagine like a quick flash of red in my eyes and my brand will glow like as magical energies course through it, and I take two very heavy steps forward, aggressively towards him.
Sure. Stay your temper. You are young, and you have no chances with that. But that doesn't mean there's not reason for a deal to be made. I see it now. And it's almost like the entire time he's scanning over you, surveying you, like reading different parts of you. And I don't just mean like, oh, well, it's a nice shirt you're wearing. I mean, like he's seeing through you on so many levels that Thonk is both assuming and probably not even capable of assuming.
Yeah.
And so as he's doing this, he's like, I see now. I see why she follows you. Why it was commanded. You bring strife.
Why, who follows? She follows me?
No, that's an MMO that didn't do so well.
I don't know what he's talking about, so I don't say a word.
So, the Thunk, the Judas of Black Hill.
Oh no.
Do you wish to strike?
Wait a minute. Christ is in this world? Judas? How does he know?
It's a terminology that's universal.
What was his question?
Do you wish to strike a bargain?
Speak your words quickly.
He has the means. He has the talent. He could be the one to chronicle your legacy. If you wish to strike a bargain, he can be released. Oh no, we make the deal sweeter than that. You're no fool. If you wish to strike a bargain, he could be released and he will be given the means to live until his task is finished.
Are you speaking of Otto?
Yes. Otto.
And the other two?
Otto is his name. He could be the one that puts it in the words that ring through the ages. Do you wish to free this Otto?
I wish to free all three of them.
That's not the deal that I'm striking with you right now, curse breaker.
I take steps forward, then we don't have a deal. And I look to walk past him.
Oh. If you wish not to make a deal, that is your decision. And you may have already made up your minds. You're simple. You have three options if you choose not to make a deal. One of them is to go back and aid them, risking your own life. Another, you can fight my champions to release them, but you are young and frail and would never succeed on your own. And your last option is for you to leave. As I said, this maze is not for you. You can leave and you can take your sanity with you. Nothing's to stop you. You have faith in your companions. They should be able to free themselves.
He stops at that, and again, he kind of looks back at like the path laid behind him, away from this place, and clearly gears are turning, and he's heavily considering his options here. Few moments
while he's thinking.
Yeah.
While he's thinking. So a few moments pass while he's doing that, and then he speaks again and says, "You weren't interested in a deal for the little one. How about Grumsh's pawn? Oh. Not only can we release that pawn, we can give you a means to repair it. This pawn will be nothing more than, will not be just a pawn anymore. It will be given the means to be whole again and become your champion. Yes, we can give you the means to repair it, and it will be your champion. He will bring you closer to your goals as long as you pursue them. Maybe that's a deal you're willing to make."
After he's done talking, and I'm continuing to look at the road, I'll turn my head back, and I look like steely-eyed at him. I don't say anything, and I just continue to walk past him.
Go right on in?
Yep.
Absolutely. So, as you go walking back in to the place, you go walking not into the halls that you were in before, but you go walking in a very different place. A familiar place. An old temple.
Yeah.
An old one. As a matter of fact, as you go walking back into the place and choosing to do so, you completely forfeit any of the advantages that you had before. Your ability to perceive through whatever this is or have different mindset is removed entirely. You willingly gave in to whatever it is that you walked into. And that's where we're going to leave you for now. Okay?
Sure.
So, who are we going to go to next? Oh, man. All right. Before I do this to you, I have to ask Mathis a question, Maggie, before I do this to you. Mathis, who's your favorite Disney princess?
Jasmine.
Jasmine? Jasmine's pretty sweet. I like Jasmine. It's awesome. Good stuff. All right, cool. Maggie, are you ready?
I don't know what's happening, so can I really be ready for something that I'm not aware of?
I mean, probably. You could probably be right. I think you're ready. I think it's all good. We're good. Okay, here we go.
Preparing for the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got guns.
Here we are. Groman, as previously stated, you were inside the when you walked through that doorway, you walked into that hall that you were in before. Last time you were here, it was rather barren. I don't know if you remember, there were a couple of tables across the way, and shortly afterwards they had put up like one or two tapestries, but the place had plans. You had ideas for it, things that you wanted to do, but they hadn't come into fruition yet. Well, here you are in that room that you wanted to be in, that room that you wanted to construct. And what's in here, it's not exactly how it was that you had planned for it, because simple fact of the matter is you've been gone for a long time, for who knows how long. I mean, Groman can't count. So you've been gone for a long time. And when you come back, you think it's beautiful. I mean, look at it. You have these amazing
carpets. Focus me in on the room that you want me to be
Oh,
in,
I'm sorry. I thought I did.
I see like a whole bunch of stuff in that.
There you go. You there now?
Move anything for me.
It did not pull you over. Hold on. Maybe it's because I'm on GM layer. Bam.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There you guys go. My apologies, guys. All right. So you were on that room that you would want to put together beforehand. You know, it's oblong shape, and you know the what is it? Stiff corners at the on each of the four corners. So, but now it's put together way more. You have the beautiful carpets that are on the grounds, the carpets that are depicting some of the greatest accomplishments that orcs have done over the ages. You have the tapestries that were there before, once again depicting the wonderful things that orcs have done, wars that they've won, and the good that they did to help Thesk in the past. But also, there's the Battle of Black Hill is represented there, and it's amazing. As a matter of fact, the Battle of Black Hill is represented over here, and it's just stunning. It shows all four of you in your greatest actions, helping to save the people, mowing down just like groups and groups of these whatever they were that you fought. I mean, who cares? It was so long ago. It doesn't matter. It could have been dragons for all you care, but they're gone now, right? All that matters is that here you are in this room, put together a huge table. I mean, that table's amazing. I mean, look at it. You have your friends that as you guys are kind of walk around, all of a sudden you're kind of like staring at the table, and there you are eating at it, and it looks great. The food there looks amazing. Sitting down, enjoying food, enjoying laughter, having a good time. There's a bar installed there, a nice orcish barkeep behind there, taking care of 3 people sitting at the bar. We're going to get to all the peoples here in a moment. There's a whole stash of weapons, clearly of orcish make, over at one end of the room, just waiting for you there. But you have to remember, even though all of you guys are the heroes of Black Hill, even though all of you may have held that title at one point, there was one person that they adored above everybody else. And because of that, that is why right here, there happens to be a huge statue of Groman that's sitting right there.
Oh,
an amazing, a large, amazing statue of Groman with a huge sword in his hands. They got some of the details wrong. They honestly couldn't remember if you were cleaving through people with your fists, or so they gave you a huge sword, and it looks amazing. Kind of funny, that sword looks really familiar, Maggie. Looks really familiar, but we'll worry about that later on. And here you are in this room with all this like love and adoration of your friends and everybody around you, having a grand old time, talking about the amazing adventures you did. You've all kind of decided to retire very young. I mean, this isn't long after all the stuff that you did to help out up in 10 towns, and after you helped to bring orcs to triumph across many parts of the realms, and how people have rejoiced the wondrous way that orc culture has enhanced their ways. This is long after you got, Otto to find all the different bits of learning that he wanted to do. And even Rye loves and is completely connected with whoever it is that she has this bond to. You know what I mean? This is where you stand right now, Maggie. And so in this room, surrounded by your friends, what is it that you do? Anything that you want to explore? Anybody you want to talk to? Anything like that?
I guess Groman's gonna like eat the food. He's like excited to eat food, so he's just gonna eat food. And I see Otto sitting next to me, so I'm just gonna like make fun conversations and like be like, Otto, tell me joke, and I'm gonna be like putting like a big leg of meat in my mouth while I'm listening.
Sure, absolutely. So while you guys are sitting there, and do you have a joke on hand, Bear, that you would like to tell Groman? Or
I don't know.
3 rats walk into an alley.
3 rats walk into a bar. Yeah, I gotta pull up like bestjokes.com real quick to make sure that I've got something on Groman's level here.
All right, hold on. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Rude.
Now we know how he feels about Groman.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
No, this is Groman's interpretation of Otto, which is now I'm throwing myself for a loop of what that would be.
Groman sees you as like his buddy, like someone he can joke around with and have fun. And
I like to tell, and like I'm not condescending toward Groman. I'm empathetic to his intellectual struggle, and I like to provide him with entertainment that can be entertaining for both of us. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Totally.
Do you have a joke you want to throw her way, or no, that's fine. Okay. So I thought I wasn't sure if you were actually trying to quickly Google search. So you sit there and he tells you a joke or whatever, but they're not the only friends that happen to be inside the place. It's not just Otto that happens to be there. I mean, you and Thonk have grown to be very close friends. Thonk doesn't try to cut you anymore, but he's still.
I only ever tried once.
There was no trying. You cut me.
Well, I tried to get you to do it to yourself.
You
once.
cut me. There's no. I didn't try to. You didn't try to cut me. You cut
Oh,
me.
God, it's in the past. It's in the past.
So one of the things that you notice is that there happens to be one of the people that is sitting around the table with you guys is this one right here, this orc that's right here. One of the things that you know about this orc is he was the chieftain of one of the many tribes that eventually joined on with you guys. He is an incredible war chief. He's an incredible warlord. He goes by a nickname by the way of the dragon, and him and Groman have become amazing friends. One of the things that you notice is he actually gets along very well with Groman and Otto. He was iffy about Otto at first, but Groman warmed him up to Otto, and it's kind of like one of those awkward situations where, because he's not super familiar with, I guess, the culture or whatever it is that you guys are from, but he actually finds pretty much anything that you guys say to be hilarious. He is like pretty much anything Groman can say to him, he is rolling on the floor laughing. He is just guffawing. He thinks it's hilarious. Even when Groman literally goes up to him and he's just kind of like, and you're just kind of like, oh, hey, you put your cloak on my cloak. I can't find my cloak. Where is my cloak? He's just kind of like, oh, you can't find. And he actually thinks that you're like one of the funniest things that he's ever met.
Okay.
Okay.
Place is hell.
Stab him. Stab him, murder him.
Of these, continuing to walk around and getting familiar with like the people that are here, there are a whole bunch of different orcs that have met along the that you've met along the way. Actually, all the ones here that seem to be like dressed similarly, look similar. They're all also heroes of Black Hill. They're not the actual heroes of Black Hill. They were a part of that battle forever ago. They helped to save the place. If you remember, most people like don't really make it through that battle, but a good handful did. Well, this is that handful, and they flourished under like living underneath this family, working to protect it, working to help the local region, helping to instill lots of orcish culture in this area. They have flourished. They do incredibly well for themselves. Over by the bar, there's 3 people that you don't really know very well. One of the things that you do know about them is that they're all 3 of them are pretty like shisty people. I don't know, they seem a little off. As a matter of fact, Maggie, can you roll me a perception check really quickly?
Sure. 19.
19. One of the things that you notice is while they're kind of sitting there and drinking, one of them goes to he orders another drink or whatever, and he puts the coins in the bar. And when the bartender sees him put the coins down, and then he goes to get the drink and he turns back, and while he's doing that, as the bartender's reaching for it, he quickly slips away the silver that he's supposed to give and replaces it with copper. And the bartender didn't notice. He just scooped up what he was supposed to and threw it back into the area where he puts his money and just didn't think anything of it. It was like really, really quick that he did it. I don't know if Groman would act upon that immediately or would keep watching.
Yeah. I mean, if I don't know them that well and they're being shisty and they're in my area, they're stealing from my barkeep. Yeah. Groman will go up and be like, "Hey, I see what you do.
What? I didn't do anything.
You changed coin for other coin."
I ain't do nothing.
And he looks at the barkeep and says, "Look what coin he give you."
The barkeep looks down into his bucket. His bucket is full of a bunch of different coins, and so he can't really tell the difference of what is. It's just kind of like one of those. He gives it like a good shake, and there's just so many different types of coins and everything inside there that he can't tell what it was supposed to be and what wasn't.
Okay. Groman, I guess he can't prove it. Groman looks at the bucket. Groman realizes like, oh. Then he looks back at the other guy and he's like, "Give him what he's owed. No, steal here."
Listen, guy, I paid him. All right, I paid him. I did what I was supposed to do.
Pay him his worth.
Maybe I'll pay you your worth. And he tosses like 2 copper at your chest.
Groman will like bust out his axe then. And hold it up to the guy's throat and like intimidate him and be like,
"Whoa!" And the other 2 kind of like jump down, and immediately as they jump down, each one of them kind of like pulls out a shiv, and they're like on either side of you. That's right, I said shiv. They're on either side of you, and they have these like
prison. What's happening right now?
They have these daggers out, and they're on either side. Like, "Hey, you! let go of my friend there. And the other one's like, hey man, I'd be dropping down that axe right now if I were you.
They're telling me to drop my axe? Yeah.
Yes.
Groman says, no, I no drop my axe. You pay him money or I. He looks at all three of them and he's like, or we do this like this. And he like pushes the axe closer to the guy's neck.
I'm telling you, you do anything, and I'm just gonna have to make you bleed in all the soft bits. And the other one's like, yeah, I'm gonna just start stabbing in every spot that I can get, and then you'll die. And the guy with like, the axe against his throat is like, I ain't scared of you. What's the matter with you?
Groman's like, I know have soft bits, and he's gonna attack him. It's Groman's flaw, man. He'll stop it with combat if he has to.
No, that's great.
All right.
I just like the quote.
Do you have to roll for it?
Yeah. Go ahead. Roll your second roll.
No.
Maggie, you
Can
hit.
I use my inspiration?
No, you hit.
Oh, I hit with a 10?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You know, they're commoners. Maggie, you actually, so with your axe against that one's throat, you just kind of put up a little bit higher and just like slit hard, and you just like slit open his throat, and blood's pouring down his chest and everything. Is like,
and then
you do have a bonus action to attack?
Yeah, Grum's gonna turn around and look at the other two, and he's like, "You want same fate?"
I ain't scared of you. You know, so it says another one as he kind of starts lunging at you with his dagger, and the other one over there. You have your bonus action to attack if you'd like.
All right, 15.
Mm-hmm.
15.
So after you had slit that one's throat and you gave that threat, and he kind of starts jumping at you, you literally hit him in the forehead with the butt end of the axe, kind of like knock him back for a little bit, and give yourself some space, and do a huge overhead chop to like try to cleave this guy like down the middle. You miss entirely, and because the angle was off, and you actually remove his head and his arm at the shoulder. It's like a clean cut this way, and just those parts together fall and flop off into the ground, and blood is pouring. You technically have another attack because you are a 5th level barbarian, and the other one doesn't seem to be backing down either.
All right.
Rip.
13.
And then wheeling around, some like sixth sense that Groman always seems to have, wheeling around without even stopping to look, just pivoting and turning hard and swinging as hard as you can. You catch the other guy underneath his arm as he's getting close enough to almost pierce your skin. He's like this close from you, and you catch him underneath it, and just the axe goes halfway through his chest, and he just kind of like and gets slammed sideways against the bar itself. And then he just kind of like stands there like gasping for breath, looking at you with very quickly failing eyes, falling lifeless, pale, his face, all the colors draining, he's going pale. And as you pull your axe away, it kind of flops to the floor, all three of them lying dead there.
Bless you, Mathis.
I'm allergic to violence.
The exchange between you and your cat looking at each other was great.
She was just like, what are you doing?
Groman's the guy who originally stole the money, or like exchanged the money, he's gonna like go in his pockets and pull out whatever coin that was owed, and he's gonna put it on the table on the bar.
Absolutely. You put it on the bar, and when you put it on the barkeep says, you know, Groman, I appreciate that. Not only do you come in here and you be an exterminator for me, you give me money to pay for another exterminator. I appreciate that.
Groman realizes he looks at the barkeep, looks back down the ground, and realizes that he means like someone's got to clean up the bodies.
Oh no, actually when he looks back down at the ground, he sees 3 dead rats that Groman just killed lying on the floor in front of the bar.
Now they're rats?
Yeah, there's 3 dead rats on the ground.
Oh shit.
Apparently this bar had a infestation issue, rodents or something, and Groman just finished taking care of the job.
3 rats walked into the bar.
Hold on, I want to roll an in check. Groman legit thinks that he's like, oh, And Groman like picks up the 3 rats and like, is there like a bucket where there's like keeping garbage or anything like that?
Otto sees that Groman's picked up the rats and he says, "Oh, you found them."
Yeah. Now what I do with them?
Well, that's the part of the story I can never quite figure out.
What story?
Well, you know, the story. Your story.
My story?
Yeah.
Groman's like thinking really hard now. He's confused.
At a -1 intelligence check, I would be too.
Groman's like just holding the rats, and I guess is there like a bucket or something around at all? Scott?
Yep, there's like a trash bin or something like that. Sure.
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna go throw them in there, and he's gonna go sit back down next to Otto and be like, "Tell me more about story."
It's funny because when you go back over there, telling more about the story, Otto, you don't really remember what was just happening. That was just a weird situation that was there. However, there is this woman, and oh man, Otto, she is absolutely stunning. However, no matter how hard you've tried, and this is a hard thing for you to admit, no matter how hard you tried, she has not even tossed the slightest glance at you. All she keeps doing is staring over across the room at Groman, this nice guy that just like helped out this barkeep for no reason. She's staring across the way at Groman, and she keeps like the only conversation she's had with you when you've tried to talk to her was, "I want to hear that story. I want to hear the story. Have them tell me the story."
And she's at the table with us now.
She's sitting on the table.
She's
Actually,
on the table.
Yeah, she's sitting on the table in this like beautiful dress, just like trying to be as sultry as possible.
Oh, the story, huh? Yeah. It's a good one. I promise. Groman, you're back. Groman, you know all about the story, don't you?
You keep saying stuff about story. I don't understand what story you're talking about.
Oh,
When you say that, the that orc guy just starts laughing. Like, oh, Groman, you slay me.
Groman's like, what's so funny?
Yo, Groman. Oh, Groman.
Otto
You're
just
so
starts kind of
funny.
giggling without really being aware of why.
And then if Otto starts giggling, Groman starts laughing, and so now it's just like this cacophony of like laughing happening right now.
Gotcha. As this guy is gives us like self-fulfilling prophecy, Mathis and Sam, if there is at any point that you feel like it, feel free to jump in. But I think both of you guys just kind of like,
Rye's just like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Am I in the room with them?
yeah, you're standing
Yeah,
literally right here.
Is that actually me?
I mean, it looks like Rye to me.
I think that's all it is, though.
All right. So, as you guys are laughing, it makes that orc guy laugh even harder. Oh my god, he's laughing even harder.
Otto laughs even harder.
Rice starts laughing.
I'm just looking at the York, just giggling at his laughing fit.
And so after this like goes on for a little while and finally starts to subside, she's like, Groman, yeah, you have to tell the story. You know the story. It's an epic tale. Tell the story.
What story?
And then the orc that like
Why everyone
always
want
laughs
me
at
to
you
tell story?
gives you a hard slap in the back of your head, as my grandma used to always call dope slaps. Like a big, he's like, Groman, stop being stupid. Tell the story.
Groman's gonna get up and punch that guy.
Like, she's like, oh, so you're starting the story then?
Groman punches that guy.
Yeah, again?
No, I mean the one.
Just
Yeah. No. He laughed at me.
laughed.
Punched
Okay.
He laughed.
He thought it was
You just
hilarious.
laughed when I punched him?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why you laugh when I punch you?
Oh, Groman! Oh, you're so funny.
So freaking weird.
You can't solve this with violence. Just tell the fucking story.
I don't know what story. Okay, Groman's coming around to realizing what story. Actually, the 3 rat story? Is that what they want to know?
I suppose so, right? We've got to find out what happens at the end, which you sort of just found out for us, didn't you?
Yeah, they all die.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Everyone dies.
Otto speaks up upon hearing Groman's struggles. He says, I think I remember how it begins.
Not you, says the orc, and like, this guy was a friend of yours. This is like extremely dark and threatening, just blinking and looking at him. Maggie, what you can see is, what Grandma can see, is that this orc is looking at Otto like, I will literally eat the flesh off your bones if you interrupt me again. Like one of those like sort of just hate looks. And then like almost a moment later, he looks back like happy and normal again. And he's like, oh.
Okay. Groman doesn't like the way that guy looked at Otto. And that's what starts making him think like, something's not right here. Because everything else, was so normal. Is he next to Otto? Is Otto in between the two of us?
He is, but you can just move yourself. So we had moved you before. We can just move you back. Here we go.
Okay.
I'll fiddle with minis for a second.
Yeah, Grumman's gonna get back in his face and be like, talk to Otto that way.
Oh, Groman!
Don't touch me.
You are so funny.
As he's like trying to touch Groman, Grumman's like, don't touch me.
Oh no! I wouldn't
Why are you
touch
always
you,
laughing?
Groman.
Something not right.
You're
Otto.
so funny, Groman.
Something not right.
Otto's still just kind of petrified. What do you mean?
He keep laughing. They all want story. Groman no tell story.
She places her hand on like Groman's forearm and she's like, "Please, Groman, tell the story."
Oh. Groman's like, maybe I tell story, but I need more drink. And Groman's gonna go get another drink.
Sure. Goes to the bar. Do you say anything in particular to the bartender, or?
No, he just puts his mug down and.
Guy fills it up.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything. Just get a smile on his face. He's happy to be there. Doesn't charge Groman anything. This is Groman's place.
Groman kind of like sits at one of the stools at the bar, and he's just like, drinking, and he just keeps looking over, and he's like looking around, and he's like he just thinks that something's not right, but he's like not sure how to like go about it. So he just keeps like drinking and like looking around.
So
suspiciously.
She eventually makes her way over to sit closer to Groman, and she's like, "Groman, please tell me the story. I just want to hear the story."
I know in mood to tell story.
And when you say that, walking across the room with fervor is that like chieftain guy, and he walks over and he gives Groman a hard slug in the chest, like a solid like poof, in the chest. Give me 2 seconds. All right. A hard slam in the chest, and Groman takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and he's like, "Boy, you tell that story now."
Groman's gonna get in his face and be like, not very intimidating, apparently. He's gonna get in his face and be like, you don't tell me what to do. Because I didn't roll very high in my intimidation.
I don't wanna.
He's like, "Woman's asking for a story, Groman. Appease the woman."
If I tell story to every woman who asks for story, I never do anything else.
"But Groman, please just tell me the story."
Groman's like feeling overwhelmed. He's usually like, no one talks to him. He's usually always like the person who kind of just like stands around, and they only like call him in whenever shit needs to get punched in the face. So he's feeling like kind of he's having anxiety issues right now.
Mhm.
It's overwhelming, and every time he goes somewhere to get by himself, like everyone keeps following him, so he just. Is there a door in the room?
There are doors. Yeah, go ahead. There are doors right.
Is this a door?
Yep, as is this one, and this one. And just to remind you, because it's been a very, very, very long time. This door, bottom left one over here, led back upstairs into the keep. This one over here led out into where the secret door area was, and then much further in where you found people hiding in the cave. And this area here found that area where the poison well was, that I think Sam drank out of, if I remember correctly, a long time ago. And I think also where the weapon stash was.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, Groman's gonna look at him and he go, "No," and then he's gonna look at the lady and he's like, "I tell you sorry another time. Sorry, something not right." And he's gonna go. He's gonna go out the door.
Okay. Groman opens the door and sees that stairwell that he expected to see, and he immediately goes out into it. Yes, to go upstairs.
Yeah.
As he goes into the stairwell and goes upstairs, Groman gets a little woozy and dizzy, but that's okay. It doesn't matter if he gets woozy and dizzy. There's nothing wrong that happens there. You see, when Groman starts to like blink a couple times, Otto's looking at him, and he's like, "Hey, Groman, you okay?" And Groman looks back and, you know, just kind of like was dazed for a moment, and then he realizes he's sitting inside this area. I mean, it's been a long time since he was here, but he's so happy to finally be here. I mean, it was finally made. I mean, you put so much time and effort into building this room, into investing back into it. And with that, why don't we take our first break for this and come back in about 5 minutes.
All right, sounds good, guys. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Oh man.